Coming up on Relatables. Recently, I snooped through his phone and found he still has almost 200 photos of her, including one nude. She was
nude?
Jake and Artie, the Relatables party. Relatables.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Artie Clark, aka
Mummy.
and my partner in crime, Mr. Jake Craig, aka Daddy.
Yeah, that's me.
Can I take this? Jake is Daddy because he's like Sam Wise Gamgee.
That's an insult. You know I don't like him.
What?
I've told you. We've had arguments about Sam Wise Gamgee. I think Sam Wise Gamgee's so annoying.
He's a great friend.
Like, I understand he's a great friend. I don't know. He just like gets on my nerves, bro.
Maybe it's a good depiction of you.
He's from the... But you love Sam Wise.
I was gonna.
So I'll take that as a compliment from you.
I was trying to give you a compliment, but then you took it the wrong way.
Can I also say I also think Frodo's mad annoying.
I think they're both annoying. maybe not.
Look at us. Just a couple of annoying dudes.
Yeah. I actually have a bone to pick with the baddies.
Oh shit! I thought it was gonna be me. It's been me a lot lately.
And all women out there.
Yeah. Let's bring out that white cis men in us.
What's with the Lord of the Rings hate? I was listening to Sarah J. Maas's podcast of Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like she's based every single one of her books off Lord of the Rings.
To be fair, J.R.R. Tolkien, or I think it's J.R.R. Tolkien. He's like obviously one of the most famous fantasy writers ever. Kind of. I don't think he invented fantasy, but like. He made it big.
Yeah,
he made it is what it is, bro. I think he did at least. I don't know.
I was listening to this and I was like, all the girls like, I won't, like my girlfriend's like, I want to watch Lord of the Rings. She's like, no, Odie, I'll watch anything else. It's so good.
Yeah, Beth also hates.
I don't know why.
She hates anything so she loves an action movie, but like John Wick.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's unrealistic, but it's like, there's no superpowers involved. Like she doesn't like superhero movies because like, it's just so utterly fake.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I get Akatar has some sexy men. We love sexy men on this podcast. Rhys-Sand, Legolas is in Lord of the Rings. He's a sexy man. He's a great bloke.
Orlando Bloom.
And then what's the little dwarf's name?
Wait, you're talking about the little redhead dwarf?
Well, some baddies like short kings.
Is that true? I don't think anybody likes short kings.
I don't know. I just wanted to get... I've been watching it, baddies, and I wanted to get that off my chest because I was thinking it the whole time.
And they're like, they become heaps good friends. Legolas and freaking...
Yeah.
Oh, because
Friendship.
Because in The Hobbit, because Legolas is mad old.
Yeah.
In The Hobbit, this is so boring. In The Hobbit, Legolas meets this guy. He's like, that's me wee lad. He meets the Hobbit's father. Gimli, yeah. Legolas and Gimli become heaps good mates.
Jake is Daddy because he's Gimli.
What?
And Odie...
Clearly I would be Legolas. Actually, you know who I am?
Mummy because he's
If
Legolas.
I'm absolutely anyone in Lord of the
You're
Rings.
Sam, you are.
Strider.
No, you're not. You're not Strider.
Bro.
You're an orc. Anyway. Baddies. I'm hoping you got that joke, baddies. But if you didn't, go watch Lord of the Rings. I wanted to start the podcast with...
How much are they paying you, by the way?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. How much are they paying you to say
Nothing.
that?
I wish they were paying me.
It's because you're not worth anything.
Yeah. I wanted to start the podcast with... On this podcast, the baddies know that I struggle a little bit with the English language. And usually you're there to help me. But recently, you've been fucking digging me a hole and then pushing me into it.
Yeah.
And a baddie has corrected us on a couple of terminologies we have been saying wrong, or words we've been saying wrong, I mean.
Okay, we need that.
And I wanted the correction. And both times I've been right. And then you take me on this rigmarole and then confuse the fuck out of me. And then I think I'm wrong.
I'm pretty good at manipulating.
Yeah.
I'm a good manipulator.
So here we go.
Hey, I am listening to the most recent episode of the podcast and wanted to put you both out of your misery with how you say these words. And the word is jeopardy. So Artie was right the first time, but then he started saying it wrong. But it's definitely jeopardy, not jeopardy.
Jake confused me.
And not jeopardy, definitely. It's just spelt like that, but it's jeopardy.
Fucking idiot.
And also the word that Artie said the episode before that meant praise was commend, which definitely is right. But then in this most recent episode, Jake was saying condemn, which is not good. So if you condemn something, it's negative. If you commend something, you're like clapping for them and praising them, celebrating them. So it's commend and jeopardy. That's helpful.
Thank you, Lucy. Jake's making me feel like an absolute idiot.
Usually you are, to be fair.
Hey, I'm trying to uplift this podcast, and you're out here bringing me down.
So commend and condemn.
Yeah.
Opposite meanings, change them.
Yeah, I know. It's the English
Make
language,
the words
dude.
different.
Yeah.
Make the words much more different. And then the jeopardy thing, like...
Don't get me started.
Okay. The jeopardy thing is like wigging me out, and I'm like convinced it's a Mandela effect.
What's a Mandela effect?
So Mandela effect is... The reason it's called a Mandela effect, at least, is because a lot of people... So Nelson Mandela's super famous, and he was in prison, and a lot of people remember him dying in prison, but then a lot of people also remember him coming out and getting let out of prison and becoming like the president or something like that of a country. Sorry, not super versed in my Mandela.
Is it South Africa?
I believe... Actually, I'm not going to say with any confidence that was anything. I'm going to say that it could have been one of them because that's one of all the countries in the world. Yeah. And basically, I'm pretty sure what ended up happening was he actually did become president, or he actually did die but yeah, like just the whole world's divided on remembering one. So it's called the Mandela effect.
Okay.
And like, have you heard of a show called the Berenstain Bears?
No.
It's an old cartoon, and everyone thinks it's called the Berenstain Bears. It's actually called something different. It's a Mandela effect. Like, it's about waking up in different universes or some shit.
Tomato.
Pretty much. So this
banana.
This
milk,
Jeopardy
milk.
This Jeopardy thing is like, I am convinced that I must have woke up one morning transported into a different universe where everything is the same except for the fact that in my old universe Jeopardy was actually Jeopardy, and in my new universe, it's Jeopardy.
I've been waiting for this moment. There's a red pill man to my right.
Why?
Admit that you're wrong. This whole whole Mandela effect. My old universe. I swear
it's like see, here's the thing: is like, so I am wrong, and like, but I was like so shocked that I'm still like so convinced. I was like. Jeopardy isn't a word. It's Jeopardy. For some reason, I don't know why I thought it was Jeopardy, but it's Jeopardy.
Yeah, and then you just confused me. So moving forward, I think we should just assume that I'm always right.
Is that safe?
Yeah, as safe as the pull-out method is.
Whoa. Okay. Anyway, baddies, we've got IG question of the week. We're going to rattle these ones off nice and quick, smart. It is key signs the date is over.
Ooh, have you ever been on a date quickly before you get into it where you've wanted the date to be over?
Yeah.
You went for ice cream, didn't you?
No.
What about that girl?
Come on.
What?
Don't even start. What do you mean, what about that girl?
Remember?
First of all, she was a woman. She probably still is. I assume she's alive. So let's not get it twisted. Okay, they're women, not girls, Oddie.
Gaslighting me. You know what I mean? Do you know the one I'm talking about? You went on one date?
Fuck, bro. No, I know.
It's just so many.
It wasn't so many of them.
We were living together. She asked you out, and you said yes, and you respected it, but then you didn't connect.
Ooh. Wait, what?
Yeah. And you went and got ice cream, and then you came back and you said, "Nah, I'm not going on another one." Fuck,
Oh, yes!
I remember your life better than
I
you
remember
do.
that now. Yeah. Dang, I might have been on some dates in my No, I remember that.
Yeah.
Also, I remember that on that date, so... No, I think I asked her on the date.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pretty confident I asked her on the date. I'm pretty so...
You got the
Who
right.
cares?
You got the right woman.
We went on a date. Yeah. Basically, we went on a date. Anyway. Sorry, Beth, I've never asked another girl on a date. She goes on a date with me, and I was like, cool. Took her on a classic ice cream date. Just stupid fucking guy back in the day. Didn't want to just like have an actual date because I'm an idiot. Anywho. She goes, yeah, I'm going to Europe for 2 months in like a month. Oh. As soon as she said that, I was like, oh. Well, I mean...
Mentally checked out.
I was just like... Oh, I was like, that's obviously sick. But as soon as she said that, I was just like, oh, this is now, we're just like gonna hang out for the evening. Like, I'm not gonna fucking like, I was in a mindset where I was like, I'm not gonna lock you down in any sort of relationship and then you go to Europe.
Yeah.
Like, go to Europe and have fun.
I suppose that's actually a green flag mentality.
Maybe, I don't know. But I was just like, yeah, well, I was like, oh, sick, first of all. And this date's over. Yeah. To be fair, key signs the date's over is she tells you she's going to Europe for 2 months in a month. Have fun.
True.
Go have fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, key signs the date is over. You resort to talking about the weather.
Ooh. To be fair, I like to start there.
Really?
A little bit.
So the date was over before it started with you?
No, like, just like, oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I do. But I feel like it's a good place to start, and then the conversation starts to flow.
Okay.
How do you start?
Hey, how's it going?
Boring. Who's first?
What do you say? Hey, this weather, though. Good day, isn't it? Got lucky.
I don't know what I do anymore in life.
Key signs the date is over. When the silence is loud.
Ooh, yeah. I've never had that, luckily.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have. Like, I don't think I've experienced too much awkward silence.
No, neither.
Key signs the date is over. You both finish. Wink, wink.
Ooh.
It's a good date if you went that far and both finish.
Yeah, you both make each other finish? That's a dub.
Key signs the date is over. When they take a deep breath and say, well, I had a great time.
What do you do then, though?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Hey, yeah, me too. Much of a muchness.
I'll call ya.
Yeah. I'll call you. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Let's do this again sometime. All right. This one's an action. Key signs the date is over. Yeah.
Do people do that?
Have you never been in kind of like a slow, awkward conversation?
I have.
To be like,
oh, yeah. I want to like exercise the right just to like, not on a date, but like when you're in an awkward conversation, just turn around and leave. Like mid-conversation or something. Well, like instead of doing that, just, like I don't want to be here.
Trying to think of something to keep it going.
You don't want to be here. Let's just fucking turn around and go our separate ways and never talk ever again.
I actually do something that maybe annoys me or is more of a pet peeve or something I find is interesting with humans and manners is when you cross paths with someone that you know well enough that you should stop and say hi, and maybe you haven't seen them for a while. Both of you can tell via body language, via the tone of voice, via where you're going with this conversation that all you wanted to do was say hi and you both want to get out of there. But you're both trying to be polite and ask how the other's doing and what they've been up to and, oh, it's great to see you, blah, 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 blah. Like, why? Like, just fucking say hi and leave.
I was raised too well. What? Because I feel like I have to be polite.
Fair. Key signs the date is over. When he doesn't want dessert.
Ooh, yeah.
How could you go on a date and not want dessert?
Yeah, it means you're not having fun.
Yeah. True, yeah. He doesn't want dessert because he wants to leave.
I remember I was on a date once and it was late and we went to like 3 different places to try and find dessert.
Because they're all closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep trying.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
Last resort is like, we're going to have to get Macca's drive-through Sundays or something. But
last resort is snacks in my fridge.
Okay. Last one. I don't know. I feel like I do this just in conversations, and if you have to bring this out for a date, then it's definitely over. Okay. Key signs the date is over. You bring out the, wow, that's wild.
Oh. I do that. I've never done it on a date, but I do that.
In conversations, I do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hyperbolize a bit.
Ooh. Shit. I respect that.
You respect some hyperbole?
Yeah, I respect that. That.
Have you ever, what's the worst first date you've been on?
Actually, we had the same brain. I was going to bring this up after you finished. Let me take you on a story, Jake. You know it. But this is the worst date of my life. Actually, to be fair, like it wasn't her fault, but we just didn't connect. And the whole scene was a terrible idea.
Oh, I know what you're about to say. Is this a date? Go on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was considered a double date. So our good friend was seeing this girl and her friend fancied me. And I thought she was cute and asked if we wanted to do a double date. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do this. And the plan was we both had full drives. I don't know why this was the plan. I think our friend at the time was really into it because I know I was never really into it. But to go pick up edibles, brownies, and go to this little lookout on the beach and then just eat the edibles and then chat.
I mean, he's a man.
I think we were 20.
He's a man.
And I had a rooftop tent on my car at the time. So I drove on the beach a little bit and we set my rooftop tent up and it had a skylight. And we all sat in it. It was a big double rooftop tent. We all sat in it and like talked and stuff. And we're getting pretty high. I remember getting really, really high. And no, this is what happened. We went to go do them and we all agreed to do them. And then me and did them and then the girls didn't want to do them.
So you and the friend did them.
Yeah, so we were high as fuck. And then these girls weren't. And then for some reason, I remember vividly, I was getting punched a lot. Like her way of flirting was to punch me.
Yeah.
And I was high and I thought I was on a date with Mike Tyson. And my arm was starting to hurt. And I was like, oh my God. And me and this friend went to go do a debrief in the surf club toilets. And he was high as a kite. I remember looking at his eyes and they were so red. And then he kept saying to me, it was wigging me out. He goes, we're on holiday. We're on holiday.
We're on holiday.
We're on holiday. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, we're on holiday. We're on holiday. And I was like, all right. Anyway, the date wasn't going anywhere. I was too high. This friend was too high. And these girls, I assume, were having a terrible time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really process. I don't know how to quite phrase this, but the date was over and everyone had to get home. We got home somehow.
Yeah.
And the girl went to her house and then I went, one of our friends lived really nearby. And I was like, I can't go home. Like, I'm too high. I got to like chill out for a little bit. And our friend lived nearby. And anyway, I got to his front like garden and I was walking up there and I just feel the urge to vomit.
Oh.
And I literally, like on a little council strip before you get into his lawn, just vomited everywhere.
Yuck.
And I just sat there like depressed for like, I reckon a solid 20 minutes, half an hour, just contemplating my life. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And that was the worst date I've ever been on.
I assume you haven't been on a second one, or well, obviously not, but you didn't go on a second one.
No. I think I dug myself my own hole, but also the punching wasn't helping.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm not sure I've ever been on a double date that wasn't like I had a girlfriend and the friend I went with was also like, it's like their girlfriend.
I've been on another one with the same friend.
You just love double dates, mate.
You
love dates so much, you're like, why don't we have 2 dates in one?
I'm the ultimate wingman, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
I remember I went bowling with this same friend.
Different women, I assume. Yeah.
And this
and you did it for the friend again?
He really fancied the girl. And he didn't have a chance.
The common denominator in this is that you just don't fancy women.
Me?
It sounds like you just don't fancy any women.
No, this girl was really, really nice. I couldn't fault her by any means.
Yeah.
But this friend didn't have a chance with this girl. But the friend I was talking to was friends with her. And I was like, oh, can you please organize this? And our friend, like, maybe isn't the greatest looker, but he's got a great personality. Yeah. And I was like, I just got to get him in front of her and she'll fall in love. That's my role as a friend.
So it's like, oh.
And to my credit, it worked.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah. He got it done.
Let's go.
Yeah. So they're my 2 double dates.
Oh, yeah, I've never been on a double date. I'm so sure of it.
Well, you, me, Beth and Cassie?
No, wrong. I've been to the movies.
Who with?
So I meant double date, like where it was like my first time.
Yeah.
Seeing. I went on a double date with a friend of ours who it was him, his girlfriend, and then it was me and the girl I went on a date with. It was like her and I's first time meeting. And it was like a date, but it was also kind of like I just remember getting a phone call from our friend being like, hey, do you want to come to the movies? It's like me, his girlfriend, and then the other girl. And I was like, yeah. Like I like fancied her.
Yeah. And
I ended up dating her.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Didn't even remember.
Yeah.
What I was going to say though, all jokes aside, a double date is actually a really good thing.
Yeah.
Well, safety. And then also you're kind of just comfortable because you have a little bit of like home with you, your best friend.
Exactly. That's not about it. It's actually a good point. Double dates they should be maybe a bit more encouraged.
I feel like they're so giddy and you have your little debriefs, you go off and like you say, oh fuck, I can't believe I said that.
The fun thing about it is like, it's like maybe you're at a double date and you're doing an activity or you're at dinner or whatever. And so it's the the two women, they're like, oh, we need to go to the toilet. You want to come? And they debrief, and they're like, okay, wait, what about how we said this? What about like, they get to debrief in the freaking moment.
It's so good.
And then, and when they go to the toilet, you guys look to each other like, okay, how am I doing? We're like, you're like, this is shit. I'm so nervous.
It's so fun too, because you've never seen your best mate like in this scenario and how he acts. And they're so different.
God. And you also...
It's so funny.
You just get to see each other act in this different way.
Yeah, and like, cause like you're kind of trying to impress them, but you're trying to be yourself. And then this one friend I've been on 2 double dates with goes down like the funny avenue, and I'm there.
He tries to be like the funny guy.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy's not that funny.
He's not like this mouse. How do you feel about this? So, I was listening to a podcast and they were saying. They were talking about how she said in like her early 20s she wouldn't have cared about this, but now she's in like her early 30s, it's something she cares about. When you get asked on a date as a woman and you know you live like in a city, so it does not make any sense for him to pick you up, or it's also a safety thing of like you have to tell them where you live then type of thing. So he's like, so you plan to meet at the restaurant. Do you still go if he doesn't order you an Uber to get there?
Yeah, I think so.
And so what she was saying is like in her early 20s to mid 20s, like she would have just gone still. But she's like, in my early 30s, like if he's not organizing how I'm getting there, I'm not going. And I was like, that's kind of sick.
I kind of disagree though.
I was like, that's kind of sick.
Because it's your life. Like you chose to live in a city.
Yeah.
And like it's your...
But he's asked you on the date.
Yeah.
Like he's asked you to take time out of your evening to go on a date with him. So it's like, why shouldn't he get you there? I get the
gesture.
I see it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I was kind of like, that's kind of like
I
sick.
don't like it too, because you don't owe him anything, but you feel like you would. If you're having a bad date and he's just spent $50 on an Uber, you'd be like, oh, he just bought this for me, I might as well stay.
I mean, yeah, that's like, maybe, but I guess you would feel the same way if you spent $50 on an Uber and the date's going shit and you're like, oh, but I spent $50 on the Uber, so I may as well just stay, have dinner, and then go home. You could feel the same way.
I don't know how I feel about that, eh? I don't know.
I kind of fucking like it. Like, I think if you live in a city and a man asks you on a date and like actually is like, I want to take you here, I've booked the restaurant, blah, 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 and he doesn't like he expects you to get yourself there.
Would there be an...
Fuck him.
Would you say, playing devil's advocate, if a girl asked you on a date, would you expect her to buy you an Uber? No.
Probably not. No, I would tell her, like if she asked me on a date, I think I would probably either say, I'll pick you up.
Yeah, no, yeah, but like that exact reason that you don't want her to find out where you live.
Yeah, I think that the only reason that
I know there's a
you
different
can't
safety
play
debate.
devil's advocate in that is because as a man, not once have I ever questioned my safety when it comes to a woman or even another man. And so it's like the reason that like that question just isn't really a question, the same way you can't be racist towards white people or you can't be misogynistic towards men or whatever it's called. There's like a word for it. So I think that doesn't, it's like that's not a valid question in that scenario. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think that you can play devil's advocate in that way, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm thinking more of a sense of like, I can't get into words what I'm thinking. The safety thing is obviously not the right question, but there's like I don't know. I can't get, it's like a hierarchy thing that you shouldn't expect that. You should go on the date anyway, and it's nice if he does it, but you shouldn't expect it. And if he does it, it's really, really good.
Yeah,
I think that's
maybe.
what it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, when she said it, I was just kind of like, that's like kind of fucking boss.
Yeah.
I was like, that's sick.
I think if you expect it, that's what's wrong.
You think that, expecting it's wrong?
Yeah, you shouldn't expect that, I don't think, because you are an independent person.
Yeah.
And you want him to be an independent person.
Expecting it's wrong.
I don't think you should expect
it wrong.
I think I wouldn't. It might be a hot take. I wouldn't want a woman to expect me to, if she said, "Oh, I'm in the city. I'll meet you there," and she expected me to say that. I don't think I would want to go on a date with her.
Really?
I don't think so. No. She's already. I don't think so. It's playing this hierarchy role in the relationship already, which I don't really like. I like two independent people coming together and you show me about your life, and I get to experience that with you. Not you already expecting me to do something from you. If that makes sense.
From you or do something for you?
For you. Well, no, you are expecting something from me straight away.
But is she?
Yeah. She
Like,
expects that.
She has an expectation, I suppose, where it's like if I'm asked on a date, then I expect him to get me there.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Not at all.
Dang, I think that's a valid expectation.
Okay.
Agree to disagree, I
Yeah,
suppose.
you can.
Baddies, what are your thoughts? That's an interesting
That
conversation.
is an interesting one. And I do see 2 point of views, and I understand why you would want it. But also, I don't think I would personally want that.
Fair.
And I can see it being a hot take. It's time for dilemmas. If you want to get a dilemma read by us, firstly, get yourself into a situation with a man, and then I'm pretty sure you'll have a dilemma. But no baddies. Fingers crossed you'll have a good relationship in your life. But otherwise, dilemmas is pinned in the comments, and they're all anonymous. All right. This one is crazy.
Okay.
I've been dating my boyfriend for 9 months. 9. And he still hasn't told me he loves me.
Oof, that's a long time.
It is. Now, before everybody jumps to conclusions, the confusing part is that he actually treats me incredibly well. Like I feel very loved by him. He cares about me, supports me, shows up for me, does all the right things. His actions scream, I love you. The words just never seem to leave his mouth.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I said I love you first about 5 months in. His response, I know. Not I know I love you too, just I know. Then, about a month later, we were in bed saying goodnight and I said it again. Instead of saying it back, he just gave me a massive hug and started absolutely smothering me with kisses, like an aggressive amount of affection. It honestly felt like he was overcompensating for not saying the words. Then, another month later, I said it again and he literally said, thank you. Thank you's crazy. Oh, she said it again. Thank you. Anyways, fast forward another month and things have seemed to escalate because it was Australia Day and all of my 4 brothers decided it was their civic duty to interrogate him about why he hasn't told me he loves me yet. And when I say interrogate, I mean they absolutely tore him to shreds in front of everyone. Ooh, that's not great. So now it's turned into this whole thing. Like an actual war has happened between my family and him, and somehow I ended up stuck in the middle of it, even though I didn't ask for any of that to happen. Which now makes the whole topic super, super sensitive because I can't even bring it up with him without feeling like there's pressure on the situation. And the last thing I want for him to say is I love you just because he feels pressured or because he knows it's what I want to hear. But also, it has been 9 months, and at this point, I feel like I'm living some sort of weird psychological experiment. I know he cares about me, but the words are just permanently stuck in his throat.
Funny. Well, no, sorry, not funny. That is a very hard dilemma.
Yeah, that is very, very... Why hasn't he said it?
That is like...
Let's actually, before we get into the dilemma, do we like what the brothers did or not?
I don't know. I don't like what the brothers did because it puts their sister in a weird situation.
Yeah, it's
And,
very...
like they're getting into their relationship then. Like
brotherly instinct. It's injecting them in the situation.
Like I don't think that...
I would hate that.
Yeah, like I think that our relationship is ours. Like you can't be talking to people that have bias towards one party.
Yeah, that's
a
great way to look at it.
Yeah, start questioning the party they don't have bias towards. So I just feel bad for the sister really. So the girlfriend for what the brothers did. Yeah. Like question the boyfriend. That didn't need to happen. That's a bit immature on their part.
Do you think it's a case of he does actually love her or he doesn't? That's why he hasn't said it.
Honestly, like if he, in my opinion, like if he loved her, would he not say it?
Yeah, and it comes back to men have this weird ideology that if they say, I love you, or will you be my girlfriend, they have this weird commitment issue where like they're locked in and they can't get out. And I don't know why. Whereas it's such a nice gesture.
Very, very, very hard one. So in Beth and myself's relationship, so I knew at a point I knew I loved her at one point. And then I actually didn't say it straight away.
This, yeah.
I didn't say it straight away. Can't really I no excuse or no real valid reason. I knew it and I didn't say it, and I knew I was going to say it very soon. But she ended up saying it first.
Yeah.
And I said it back straight away because I knew. So I'm not saying what I did was right or what I did was wrong, but all I am saying is that when she said it, I said it back.
Yeah.
Because I knew.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think about how I would feel is if I was to tell my girlfriend I love her 5 months in, and she says, I know, and then doesn't say it back.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all.
I think, honestly, I think I would
I'd be pissed.
I think I'd break up with someone if they didn't love me. Do you, I think thinking about it from this perspective, I don't know how I would really feel in the moment, but I kind of would just feel stupid.
I agree.
Do you love me or not?
But it's so hard too because actions speak louder than words, and he's such a perfect boyfriend.
Actions do speak louder than words, but also words fucking sometimes matter.
Yeah, they mean something.
A lot.
9 months is a long time. If she said 3 or 6, I'd be chilling. But 9 is almost a year. Obviously, but yeah.
But okay, so the 9 months of not saying it is a long time. But if neither one of them had said it, I would be thinking, okay, maybe this is a little better. But the fact that you've said it multiple times, he goes, one of the times he says, I know. The next time he says, thank you.
He's deflecting. I think. I'm actually going to agree with you. I think this is one hard conversation to have. Ask him why you haven't said, I love you yet. And if he doesn't have a very, very valid reason, I would break up with him.
Same.
Because I don't see what would be a valid reason. If he said, oh, I'm still not sure, I'd be like, well, it's been 9 months. I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah. Also, here's the thing is, I don't want to jump to any conclusions here, but I am gonna. I'm assuming that the reason your brother's peppered him with the question is because you've told your brothers that you've said I love you and he hasn't.
Obviously, yeah.
So I think that one thing you should take from that is the fact that although you should talk to someone, it shouldn't be someone with that. It shouldn't be a direct family member, maybe. It shouldn't, you know what I mean? Them getting involved did make it more complicated.
I agree, but it's not a fault because
it's hard.
You probably were just venting and then they took it to the next step.
So valid.
And also, I don't know, they've kind of shot you in the foot there. Because now when you bring it up, he's just going to be like, oh, that was so fucking annoying. Be like, oh, that was so painful. Look, three times too. 3 strikes and you're out. Fuck him.
I just can't, I don't know the guy. I don't know you.
Put me on the spot. Ask me why I haven't. Let me see what I say.
Why haven't you said I love you back?
Because my last relationship, I said it and really caused so much damage. And I just don't know if I'm ready to say it again yet. First thing that came to mind.
If that is what someone said to me, I would break up with them on the spot. I'd be like, well, okay, well then why do you waste my time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I guess actually, and every individual is different. So the baddie listening right now, 9 months is too long for us. Set a boundary of yourself. Might be 9 months, might be a year.
Yeah.
Might be a year and a half. But there should be a set period of time, I think, where this motherfucker should say it. And that is a very individualized preference. But for us, 9 months is enough. For most people, I think nine months is enough. But you make that boundary for yourself.
How don't you know?
Yeah.
How don't you know? Yeah, fuck. I reckon you need 6 weeks. Break up with him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Honestly.
Fuck him. Don't have sex with him anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Hold out.
Yeah. See if he says it then.
And he's like, I really want to fuck you. And you're like, thanks. Thanks.
I know.
Yeah, I know you do. Fuck off. Fucker. All right. Anyway, I've got to preface the people, or sorry, not the people. This baddie is from Hawaii. Okay. Just because she says something about mainland and stuff.
Waikiki. Is that in Hawaii?
Waikiki is in Hawaii, yeah.
I know my stuff.
She saes at the end of it, aloha from Hawaii. It's also said it's not Hawaii. You do say it differently.
Hawaii.
It's pronounced. I don't want to butcher it anyway. Okay. Oh, also she says at the end, you guys are funny for Australians.
For Australians? Ouch.
Ow. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years, and he's amazing. But I recently discovered he still has nearly 200 photos of his ex.
200?
They dated for 6 years.
Ooh.
This bothers me for a few reasons.
Yeah, it should, girl.
I've told him I feel insecure about her. She's a model, student pilot, wealthy, tall, blonde, very different from me. A couple months into the relationship, I saw a photo of him and her on his home screen widget. I said I understood the breakup was fresh, and I wasn't asking him to delete everything right now, but seeing them later would really hurt me. After a year and a half together, I see another photo on his home screen widget. I told him how it made me feel, and he said he'd delete them. He's generally been honest early on. Early on, before we officially started dating, he told me he had just broken up with her. She doesn't live with him anymore, but she will be coming back to finish moving her things back to the mainland, or as you Aussies call it, the States. He even told me that when she came back to pack her things, they were sleeping in the same bed temporarily, but insisted nothing happened. I chose to trust him because I'm thinking he didn't have to tell me this and could have just lied. Maybe I'm just being naive.
Same bed.
Recently, I snooped through his phone and found he still has almost 200 photos of her, including one nude. She was fully naked, but just covering her private parts with her hands. The tricky part is he did delete the photos that showed up on the widget, and he has well over 1,000 photos, mostly of cars. So he may not realize these are still there. Now I'm torn between admitting I snooped and bringing it up, or saying nothing and dealing with it myself. By the way, hello, aloha from Hawaii. Love the podcast. You guys are funny for Australians.
2 years.
Broski, you got to break up with this guy. Not broski, sorry, baddie. You got to break up with this guy.
Not that it matters.
This is so break up worthy.
Oh, 100%. I think you should break up with him right now, but not that it matters. How do the widgets work?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I think that answers her question, because it seems to me that he's gone onto however widgets are selected and made sure pictures of the ex doesn't come up anymore, and he's kept him and gone off and wanked to him.
She said she noticed that in the photos, the photos that she saw of the widgets were deleted, so he deleted those ones.
Oh.
But he hasn't deleted the other 200 he's got, and like having over 1,000 photos, in my opinion, also not that many. Like literally, I'm telling you, 1,000 photos.
I have 7,000.
1,000 photos is not that many.
Cassie has like 30,000.
Yeah, Bethany, same thing. I have 16,807 items in my library.
Oh, okay.
16K items. That's videos and photos.
Yeah.
Still, so many.
1,000. It's been too long. I don't like it. And then also we made a clip actually, and we said you should delete everything from your previous partners. And some people really don't agree with us.
I fully, wholeheartedly believe that you should delete everything.
I agree. And then some people, their justification is, oh, but I've had such good memories with them. I don't care.
Neither do I. And here's the thing is like thinking right now, God forbid Beth and I were ever to break up. Like I obviously love Henry. Like nearly as much as I love Beth.
Yeah,
you know?
Your dog. Yeah.
Yeah. But Henry, if Beth and I broke up, he is Beth's dog. He would go with Beth, and Darcy would stay with me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she would love to keep photos of Darcy, and I would love to keep photos of Henry. I would love to keep seeing Henry, but I'm also not the type to do that. Like, it sounds so harsh right now, but like, if Beth and I were to break up, there would be a point in time before I was like, once I knew I was ready, like moved on and ready to start dating again, like I would delete everything.
Yeah. To me, it shows you've healed. And this guy's never really healed.
Yeah, but again, I guess like people being like, I had, it was a very happy time of my life. Like I have lots of great memories with that person. I think I can also see that.
Nah.
I think I have a dual, like a non-binary mindset. What non-binary means multiple, correct? Like I don't have a binary mindset.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't have a binary mindset on this because I wouldn't probably want to be with someone that keeps photos, but there is people that wouldn't care.
I agree.
So I'm just not the right person for the type of person that wants to keep photos. And I don't know if it's an insecurity thing or not. I really don't.
I guess it's the way you show love and receive love.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's black and white that you're still in love with your ex.
Really?
I reckon that's what it means.
Whoa! Hot take.
you used to love this person at one point. You had sex with him. You had the best time of your life with them, and you're keeping photos of him. That means something. It's not because, I just want to look back and think of such a good time. But now I love you. Fuck off.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it's like, well, I understand you had a great time with them, but you're not with them anymore.
Exactly.
Like, and you're not with them for a reason.
They weren't a friend.
They aren't your friend.
They're not family.
You're not with them for a reason because you guys didn't work out.
Yeah.
So why do you need to keep all that? I am more on that side of the fence.
Yeah.
Dang, so people are straight up like, nah, keep photos.
The only reason I could but also you broke up for a reason. Obviously it didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? Because he was a bad person. She was a bad person. Don't keep photos of them.
Different mindsets. Whatever.
Well, he was like, wrong person, right time. Wrong
time, right person.
Yeah, fuck off. I don't like it. Break up with him. 2 years too long too. Yeah. I would understand how long was the period of time between these two relationships?
Oh, I don't think it was too long. He dated his ex-girlfriend for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then I think it wasn't I'm going to say it was half a year, maybe a tiny bit longer, maybe a little bit less.
I'm going to give it 6 months. That's my max.
Of keeping photos and stuff?
If it's after 6 months, leave. Yeah.
Like, look, because here's my thinking as well, is like, okay, but you were with someone for 6 years, okay? You had a great time, like, you were brokenhearted. You want to keep the photos.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like, what are you going to do when you meet someone new who is now this person's the perfect person, right? This person, you're fully healed, you meet them, you fall in love, it's the deepest love you've ever been in.
Yeah.
Okay? You get married. What are you keeping all these old photos of your past 6-year relationship for?
Because you're still in love with them.
But wait, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, unless you've got like children with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you keeping them for?
Is it also the same as, imagine so your partner hasn't kept any photos of him, but one day you walk in the living room and your partner's on the couch scrolling.
Having a coffee with them.
No.
Imagine that.
Scroll. Yeah, imagine that. That's even worse. But they're on their Instagram and just having a scroll. And you're like, what are you doing? Oh, I was just checking. There's such good memories.
Yo, that is the best question.
You'd be like, fuck
what
off.
The fuck are you doing?
Get the fuck out of my house. But I had such good memories with him for fucking 6 years. Fuck off.
That's the best question.
Yeah, leave me alone. A nude one too. Oh. Do you subscribe to our OnlyFans as well?
Yeah, fuck off.
Baddies, we had a comment. It might have even been an Instagram DM, and we get it quite frequently. And it was, how did we start the podcast? Why did we start it? How do you get into it? And we thought, it's been a while. We're about 3.5 years.
We're nearly 4.
4, shit. We're getting
June
old.
22nd or something is 4.
Is 4 years of us doing the Relatables podcast together. So a lot of you are probably new, don't know how we started, where we started, unless you went back to the very, very start. But we were also awkward little losers back then.
Yeah.
I couldn't go back then. So I reckon we could just give a little rundown, debrief of how Relatables came to be what it is to this day.
Well, it's kind of funny, I guess. Like, I personally I don't think it ever crossed my mind to start a podcast.
No.
But at the time we started the podcast, I would say podcasts had blown up.
Yeah, they did.
Like, big time. They had blown up. And it was arguably like a saturated market, type of thing. And I just remember, so basically, Oddie and I, we met in year 7, like grade 7 or whatever, when I moved from my school to his school. And then he actually moved from a class, like I got moved into this class. And then, stars aligned and Oddie moves into the same, he moved from one class to another class. He was already at that school. And then you'd think where I'm about to go with this is we hit it off straight away, just like clasped hands, like you and I are going to be fucking friends.
Yeah, best buddies.
And I mean, like, I'm sure we got introduced to each other and then just literally lived separate lives. Yeah. Like, I came to school having friends from primary school that went to that school.
Yeah.
And obviously, I went and hung out with them, same as Oddie. Oddie's, like, primary school went to the same school because, like, different primary schools feed into high schools. And just lived separate lives with, like, acquainted friend groups or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally throughout all of school.
Yeah, year 7 and 12. We weren't even mates.
Like, and throughout all school, like, someone could have said, what do you think of audio? And I'd been like, oh, yeah, like, nice guy. I got a few classes with him. And then I assume he would have said the same thing. Or he would have been like, yeah, nice guy. He's got big calves or something.
Yeah, that's what I would have said exactly.
And that's like, I wouldn't have said a bad thing.
No, neither. No.
And
well, I didn't know you.
Exactly. And then I think, like, what happened, in my opinion, was, so I completed year 10, but then left. I didn't finish school. I went and did a carpentry apprenticeship. And then throughout, like, I think that year when everyone was doing year 11, more people were leaving slowly.
Yeah.
It didn't, like, it's not as common as it used to be, but more people were leaving. And I have a feeling it was like friend groups sort of,
once everyone left school
got
and
smaller, and then some morphed.
Yeah, a lot of friend groups morphed together. Yeah.
And so a really, really good friend of mine, JJ, he like must have just morphed his way into your friend group or something.
JJ was a friend of everyone. He became the biggest friend of ours, but he was friends with everyone, yeah.
I've never met someone that knows so many people. It's ridiculous.
And if you'll catch JJ on a night out, he'll tell everyone that he's the reason.
If you met JJ on a night out when we were like anywhere from 19 to like 23, he would have added you to our friend group.
Yeah.
Like, he would have added you to the group chat.
I was going to say.
He would have added you to the group chat.
Yeah, he would.
If you met him on a night out.
Now you'll meet him on a night out and he'll say, I'm the reason Relatables is what it is.
Yeah. And so JJ is kind of like, so school ends. And then I think, I can't remember how it happened, but so me and JJ might have we just like got a lot closer via girlfriends, I believe. And then we were always pretty close, but we got a lot closer that way. And then at the same time, Oddie and JJ were also becoming really good friends, just like separately. And then I think just over time, I started just like going out with JJ, and JJ was part of this friend group where it was JJ, Oddie, and then like 4 or 5 other of our friends. And I was like friends with some of them from primary school, and then also from high school, so we all knew each other. And then I think JJ just started bringing me along to like nights out, and then I got brought into this like friend group called Shit Cunts.
Yeah,
the most Australian name. So it's called Shit Cunts, and then I was the last member to be added, and I was like, wow, I'm honored, and no one got added ever again.
Yeah, you were the last.
And then so then basically just through like proximity.
Yeah, proximity, and then. This was probably when we were about 19. And our friendship started to flourish a bit, I think, because we had a lot of, I'm going to say morals that were the same. And we connected on that. We had a lot of outlooks about life that were very, very similar. And then we started, there's a thing in Australia called surf boat rowing. Yeah. And we started rowing boats together. So the proximity thing again, we were hanging out 3-4 times a week. Like I said, the morals were very similar, and we were both kind of like in a bit of lostness. Jake had finished his carpentry apprenticeship. I'd tried going to uni like twice, maybe even 3 times at that point. I was like, I'm just fucking lost. And I think we're both just a little bit lost. And we weren't even like that good mates at the time.
No.
But we somehow came to the conclusion to travel up the east coast of Australia. Maybe it was because we both had full drives.
Maybe. We all started going camping as a group a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe just like hanging out a bunch, going camping, and then just going out on weekends and stuff. Maybe we just started hanging out a lot more. And then like I have a feeling like, because neither one of us would have just gone on a fucking 3-month trip that we weren't like good friends with.
Yeah, true.
So we must have just been good friends by that point. I can't really remember.
Yeah, never can I. But we went on a 3-month hiatus camping up the east coast of Australia. I had a Jeep Wrangler. Jake had a Toyota Troopy. What year?
Yeah, 1986.
Yeah, I think it was a beast.
Yeah.
We moved in slow motion.
It took us fucking forever.
We didn't go that far. We got as far as Airlie Beach. But what ended up happening was the friendship flourished even more.
Yeah.
And we did become like clearly best mates. And the conversations, they started off very surface level as guys do, fucking chicks,
chilling,
surfing. We were drinking a bit of beer at that time. We both were still drinking a fair bit. It was fun then though, because we didn't get hungover, and then we liked going to breweries.
Yeah, it was fucking cool.
Yeah. And then we came back.
Ready? Here, one thing I want to say is literally, I think like the first week we were away, because like you just spend so much time with someone, we just started being like, I think one night we were just having dinner somewhere, and we were just like, all right, business plan. We're opening a bar.
Oh,
We're opening a bar when we get home, right? It's going to have arcade games. It's going to have
a pool bar.
tables.
It was a pool,
we were like
pool
pool
bar.
tables.
Yeah.
We got, boom, we're going to have this. We're like, we're doing it. We had a note in our app, like a shared note in our app of like things we needed for our bar. And when we started just like thinking business ideas.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And we had heaps of business ideas along the way.
So many random ones.
Podcasting wasn't one of them though, was
Here's
it?
what. No.
Here's
okay. Here's one of the reasons why I think that we actually have good business ideas.
Yeah.
Depends. I don't know. That bar would have been cool, but we both stopped drinking. Now, second one. We were like, we need to get gummy bears or something that have either creatine in them.
Yeah, we came up with this idea.
Or we need to make it so you can have gummy bears that have like pre-workout in them.
This is in like, what year was this? 2020?
We're on our trip.
Yeah, 2019.
This is it'd be 2021.
2021.
Or another idea, caffeine gum.
Yeah.
Guess what exists now?
Yeah, that was
caffeine
your...
gum.
I'll give Jake, that was his idea.
I think it may have always existed, but it just wasn't that big.
Yeah, caffeine gum.
Anywho, we have some business
See,
ideas.
guys, we'd be famous otherwise.
But okay, so we went home, COVID, and then both got like really into the gym and just hanging out. And then I just remember Oddie coming to the gym one day being like, because I think everyone was in like a stagnant position in life because of COVID. Oddie, I remember him saying like, we should fucking try a podcast. And initially I was just thinking like, that is like, I can't put myself out there like that.
I know why I came to you too.
Yeah.
Obviously our friendship, but you were trying a bit of videography and you were posting
a couple years prior.
Yeah, you were posting some fashion shit on your Instagram a little bit. And I remember...
Oh, no, yeah, that point in time.
Yeah, because you were very open-minded, where I had a lot of other friends too, and no one was as open-minded as you in like understanding. And like most people have said, start a podcast, firstly wouldn't have the dog in them to do it, but they'd be like, oh, it's such a fucking dumb idea.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
I remember initially being like, that's scary. That's scary. But being like, okay. And then I think initially I thought, like, yeah, I said I'll do it. And then I was thinking, yeah, but it's not going to happen. And then maybe a couple weeks later, like I think it was mentioned a few more times. And then Oddie goes, yeah, like we could, think about it as people do a 4-year degree and come out of it in debt and don't go, and then they make no money because no one hires them because they need experience. Like we could try doing a podcast for 4 years while we're just working and making money. But we're also doing this podcast. And if in 4 years it doesn't work, then we just like cut our losses and fucking get out of it.
Yeah.
And so we just thought, shit, yeah, we'll go into the mindset of 4 years and got...
Well, I think I had that mindset too, because I was trying to do uni and I was like, this feels like the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
People are giving up 4 years of their life.
Yeah.
Sorry if anyone's doing it.
We also, I remember we both thought, we both just hated working for a person. I remember that.
Yeah. And then same, likewise of you, like you did 4 years of being a carpenter.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, I don't want to do that anymore. It planted a subconscious seed in my mind. And there, one day I said to Jake, let's do it. We initially started with these shitty little microphones from JB Hi-Fi and they were like $150.
Yeah.
And they didn't work. And we tried to do like 2 episodes that no one will ever hear and we're so awkward.
And they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Who knows where?
We couldn't make it work.
I still have the laptop we did them on.
Really?
You never know.
And then one day, baddies, you won't believe this. So one day I messaged Jake and I was like, how much was it?
Oddie just messages me and goes like, you owe me $350. I was like, okay.
And I, on Facebook Marketplace, bought, for anyone that wants to know the tech, a Rodecaster Pro and 3 microphones for what, $700?
And some headphones?
Yeah, and some headphones and baddies. We are still using the same headphones and the same Rodecaster, which is all the audio you've heard for the last 3.5 years.
Nearly 4 years, yeah. We have new mics, we have new cameras, but like, yeah, we fucking...
It's never failed us, ever. But that's where it started. And I do remember being super nervous, but also I felt... It's weird because I feel like social media is a lot more normal these days for people to be in the public eye a little bit, but especially from where we are from and putting ourselves out there, I felt like an idiot.
Same. I felt like an idiot, bro. I remember my dad walking in this one day being like, what are you doing? And we were like, we're recording a podcast. And he goes, cool. He's like, cool. I was like, bro.
I clearly remember feeling like an idiot and I felt like an idiot for a long time.
It was honestly, I won't lie though, it was kind of like a fake it till you make it situation. I was like, no, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, and I felt like an idiot.
And we couldn't do it without each other. I couldn't do it without you.
No, well, we both would have stopped. I would have stopped.
Yeah, 100%. I would have
stopped. And proof that I would have stopped is that we both proof that we both would have stopped is that we both tried just like small little personal endeavors that like benefit the podcast and benefit our own personal brand. Didn't last.
Yeah, they don't stick. I think it holds each other accountable, even though there isn't an underlying bit of like, I've got to do this for Jake or you've got to do this for me.
Yeah.
We just feel like we do. And it's become a business. But there's also there was no magic moment where like 3 episodes in, we started to blow up. I think we went, was it a year and a half?
So yeah, but I will say, okay, I remember Oddie being like, what I want the concept to be. I remember him being, so Oddie really liked the Inspired Unemployed podcast at the time.
Yeah.
And I actually really like Shits and Gigs, and I think I introduced Oddie to Shits and Gigs a little bit then as well. And so those 2 podcasts were massive, what's it called? Inspirations.
Yeah, inspirations,
just like where like ideas came from, and so we really liked how like the Inspired Unemployed had like segments, how it was like broken up, and it just kept people listening. And so we thought like we want to talk about like memories, how things we really like, camping with our friends at that point in time we loved, hanging out with friends, just like stories of our life up until that point. And then we also wanted to like we wanted to have moments, if you guys have been around for a long time, we would have a thing where we'd be like, okay, we've got a deep segment.
Yeah.
And we would just think of a topic maybe like right before we started recording, or we'd have one for a week in mind of like, how does it make you feel when this happens? And then we would intentionally try and get deep about a subject and talk about how it made us feel. And we wanted to do that because we wanted to have a bit of a takeaway from each episode. We actually also wanted it to be geared towards men, talking about their feelings, and that didn't happen.
No.
It is evidently geared towards women, which we love, which is actually like a way better outcome for us. And honestly, we like you guys way better. But yeah, so that's where it started. But again, where Oddie was going was, we just would post for, we didn't really miss any episodes ever. And I think just for the longest time, we were getting we got up to like 300 listens per episode.
Yeah, it was like 300 listens for the longest time. We went through different sets, and then it all changed for us. Was it Jack Conroy? Is that it? Who it was? Who told you to start posting video?
His name's this sucks. I know him.
The Concreter.
Yeah. What the hell? I feel really bad. I don't remember his name. Just someone that I'm friends with.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan. Jordan?
No.
Jason. It starts with J.
Jaden. Jordan. Joseph.
Anyway, just a random dude.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Not very good friends at all, but he just like messaged me on Instagram one day and goes, "Oh, I've noticed that you started the pod. I love it." He goes, "I tried doing TikTok for a bit, and one of the best bits of advice that anyone ever gave me was post every day." And so he goes, "I noticed that like your TikTok clips, you guys will get maybe like 1 or 2 from the episodes and post them just maybe once or twice a week. You might see a lot more growth if you try and post them every single day." From that moment, I took it as gospel.
Yeah.
And now the only bit of advice that I have for anyone starting a podcast or doing anything social media is to post every day. And I have no other advice because I've learned nothing.
And honestly though, at that point in time, TikTok was just starting to blow up a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit more, yeah.
And there wasn't all these, like, you can go on TikTok now and everyone's saying like all this different shit. There wasn't that kind of like system there. And it was just like trial and error. And we owe everything to TikTok and social media because it blew up and showed people who we were and that like our product is actually decent. There's no other way that can compare the exposure. And then we learned about gear. We upgraded our sets the more money we made. We started with iPhones for cameras. Those microphones lasted like fucking 2 years. Went to 1 camera. Now we've got 3 cameras. Same with like just learning about, there's so much different things in the industry. And I think another reason we both love podcasting / why it's worked is a lot of podcasters, famous people will come in, talk, leave, and they don't have a single hand in the production side of things. Jake and I both fell in love with the production side of stuff, how cameras work, how to record it, make it sound good, how to edit.
We do all post-production.
Yeah, we do everything. And like we've gone to places before where like if we were to hire a studio for, when we luckily got, that was a pinch me moment when we did a podcast with Shits and Gigs. Yeah. Shits and Gigs, and we go in there and we talk and we know about it, and everyone's like, oh shit, like how many people fucking know this?
Yeah, shit. Yeah. We've recorded podcasts where someone's sitting there as the producer and we'll just do a podcast as we would normally do, and then they're like, that's the first time I've ever sat in on a podcast where someone hasn't looked over and said, what do we talk about now?
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons as well, I guess, too, like we've kept the podcast duo, us, because like we love talking to each other.
Yeah, see, also like I find that I want to put out what I would listen to. And I personally only listen to podcasts where it's a duo and they never have guests.
Like I like camaraderie.
Yeah, like when Shits and Geeks have guest episodes, I don't listen to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I only like that's just me, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I can't. Yeah, no one can tell us what to do, and we can't tell anyone else what to do.
Yeah. So baddies, I reckon a lot of people like to think, oh, I would love to do social media. I'd love to start a podcast. Whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be on social media. But like, it's just trial and error. There was no magic pill. There was nothing, no moment where it was just like, we made it. It was just sticking at it day after day, turning up for each other and trialing. I think that's where we've worked. We trial so many different things.
Yeah, and I think like being nearly 4 years in, it just still, I got to say, I still wouldn't say I feel like fully, maybe the word is like secure.
Yeah.
Is that like a good word to use? Like I feel lucky. I would say there is lots of great arguments that we are successful in our field, but like I still feel like I'm not fully secure, and I don't know if I ever will.
Imposter syndrome. Well, we'll leave it on. The reason we signed with Nova was hopefully by the end of this year or next year, we will feel secure.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. And like, yeah, fingers crossed. It's kind of funny. It's like, I mean, I don't know. It's very, I mean, when I was flying here to record, I remember just thinking like, it's fucking pretty cool. I was just like looking at all these people in suits flying to Sydney for obviously going to work and stuff. And I was like, it's pretty cool, like what we do.
It is.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. So we thank all the baddies listening.
Yeah.
We're hopefully going to the moon. That's our old saying.
Yeah.
And you're all coming with us. And we wouldn't be here without you guys.
And yeah, I mean, look, tell a friend to tell a friend about the pod.
Yeah,
please
do.
Yeah, it would obviously help out so much. We want to, we're like stretching into the time on the episode a bit. I may as well say, if you're still here, obviously thank you for listening this far in. We've got Patreon, go sign up. Use the link in the description. And then one more thing was, we want to do events this year. We did one for The Housemaid, the premiere of The Housemaid, or like the advanced screening of The Housemaid. But I want to do like fun events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there and just see what everyone thinks. Like get the community built.
I like it. I love it. Time for comments, baddies. If you want to get a comment read, simply comment on the episode you are listening to. I have an update. Steph Price, update boys, in brackets, Ocean Alley Dilemma.
Oh.
I ended it and told him I'll transfer him the money for the ticket. He transferred it to me straight away. I blocked him immediately and brought a friend. FYI, their new album slaps.
Oh, let's go.
That was the advice we gave.
Fucking oath, listen to us.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it from a Dilemmas episode. It's called Toxic. Scarlet Priv 6871 on YouTube said, I was being in my, in quotes, being honest era. And I was too honest and basically told my ex that I wasn't sexually attracted to him during our weekend away. He still wanted to stay together. Bless him. He was a good guy and didn't deserve that.
Bless him. I could never hear that. Bless him.
I am like all for honesty, right?
Yeah.
But I also think like if the truth's gonna hurt someone, where it's like, let's say, I don't know. Let me think. Like, I don't know. You think I have a big forehead?
Yeah.
That's obviously gonna hurt my feelings. Like, I would assume that I know I have a big forehead.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fucking be like, you have a huge forehead, and I'm like, what the hell? That's so mean. You're like, I'm being honest. Yeah. You want to be honest? Like, you're not gonna like. I think honesty has a time and a place.
Yeah. So I should just like hand you a headband instead of saying anything.
You say, here, you need this.
Yeah, and then she should just break up with him without saying any reason why.
Yeah, like if she's not attracted to him, she should just be like, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. Maybe.
Baddies, it's time for one of you to sign off the episode. The link will be in the description. Jake.
Yes.
Who we gonna call?
Maddie.
Hello, Maddie speaking.
Hi, Maddie. This is Jake and Oddie from the Relatables. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Hi, Maddie.
Hello. Oh my God, I was not expecting this call.
No, all good. We thought we'd hit you up on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Nobody will be working.
Keep the baddies on their toes.
Oh, I just finished work.
Oh,
The stars
the
have
stars
aligned.
have aligned. It was meant to be.
Yes,
Well-
yes.
We would like to ask you if you could sign off the episode for us.
Oh, yes, I'd love to do that.
Let's go. What have you got?
I would like to say that something that has always stuck with me is that some people are in your life for a few weeks, some people are in your life for a few months, some people are in your life for a few years or forever, but it's always for a reason. So if a friendship ends or if a relationship ends, you always learn something from it, and it's always for a reason.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that. And Maddie, can I ask you one final question?
Yes?
If you break up with someone, should you keep photos of them?
I mean, I'm guilty of doing it,
Ooh.
so...
Okay, it's okay. Do you have a reason for it?
I think the reason why, like, I only keep the really special ones.
Okay.
Because if the relationship ends, like, again, they were there for a reason, you know, there's no reason why you should be deleting them out of your life completely. Like, you know, they have a special place in your heart no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Look, we'll take that as an answer. When this episode comes out, you'll see how we feel about keeping photos before we call you while you're listening to the episode.
I'm so excited. I'm up to date. I'm waiting for it.
So I think in like 2 weeks, you'll be able to hear it.
Oh, is it coming out early on the Patreon? Because I'm a member.
Oh, Maddie's a member.
But to send it to you personally, you know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the call.
Yeah, thank you. Stay bad.
Bye.
Bye.
I never had a baddie end the call on us.
Yeah.
I was thinking in my head, okay, where have you got to be? Are you busy? You said you're done work. Do you not have time for us?
Jake always loves to have the final say. You do, eh?
I just like to be the one to be like, well, we called you, so we'll end it. Like,
you're your dad's son, the center of attention. Oh, she was good. I put her on the spot too.
Yeah, that was funny.
She didn't even blink.
Wow.
All right, baddies. We love you.
Stay bad.